Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it is for Friday, the 11th day of July. Here we go. You know that we are going to begin the 3 weeks. They're called Bein HaMetzarim, between the tragedies, and during those 3 weeks they will be marked by sadness. They begin with a fast that's going to be on Tuesday next week, and then they culminate with the fast of the 9th of Av 3 weeks later. We're going to begin this set of laws by explaining to you what it is that happened on the day of the beginning of the 3 weeks, and that's the 17th of Tammuz, and it's infamous for having had these 5 tragedies happen to the Jewish people. Tragedy number 1, when Moshe our teacher, came down from Har Sinai, from Mount Sinai. He was coming down with the 2 luchos written with the writing of God, and they had upon them engraved the words of the 10 Commandments, all the words. And Moshe was bringing that down to give it to the Jewish people as a gift, showing their greatness and everything. And when he came down, it was exactly 40 days after Shavuos. Shavuos is celebrated, early in Sivan. On the 6th of Sivan, when he came down 40 days later, it was the 17th of Tammuz, and he found the Jewish people dancing around a golden calf. And so he threw the luchos to the ground, or dropped the luchos, but either way, they broke, and that happened on the 17th of Tammuz, and that's tragedy number 1 that helps us mark this sad day as a fast day. Tragedy number 2 was in the time of the first Beis Hamikdash, the Karban Tamid. That's the sacrifice that was to be brought always, every single day, morning and evening, without fail, and they had to have a long array of animals ready and available, the perfect animal, always unblemished, to be brought as the sacrifice. And because of very difficult circumstances around the temple, there came a time in our history when the Tamid couldn't be brought because there was no animal available for it, and so the actual continuing beautiful custom of a Karban Tamid being brought every single day actually had to stop on that day, and that day was the 17th of Tammuz, and so it's marked also as a fast day. During the time of the siege around Yerushalayim, at the time of the destruction of the temple for the second time, the outer walls of the city were broken through, and that was of course a sign of the beginning of the end when the invaders came through, and they broke through that outer wall also on the 17th of Tammuz. Now there was also a wicked man who was called Apostomus, and this man decided that he was going to publicly burn a Torah. We don't take the burning of a Torah lightly. It's treated like a funeral. That's how sad it is. And Apostos made a very infamous public burning of a Torah, and it was also on the 17th of Tammuz. Also, in the Beis Hamikdash, there was a time when an idol was placed inside of the temple because improper people were taking over the control of the temple, and so they allowed or wanted an idol to be placed inside of the temple, and that also happened on the sad day of the 17th of Tammuz. So this 5-way string of tragedies helps us mark this beginning of the 3 weeks, starting on Tuesday, with a fast marking these 5 terrible tragedies that befell the Jewish people. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow, after Shabbos, for more. Bye-bye.